A dog is howling to the moon every single night. This dog has been observed howling at the moon for 12 years straight. And it's not just this dog. There are thousands of other dogs that do the exact same thing. But why? Why do dogs howl at the moon? Are they trying to communicate with the moon or with each other? And why does this one dog howl so much louder than all the others? I'm the host of this channel. This is a dog. Every night, this dog climbs up onto a rock monolith and howls at the moon. The sound carries across the valley and can be heard for miles. Locals say it sounds like the dog is crying. Some say it sounds like he's laughing, but no one knows for sure because the dog doesn't live in any home. He's wild. He lives in the forest surrounding the village. Now, in the daytime, the dog keeps to himself. Villagers rarely see him, but every evening, just after sunset, the dog begins to pace around the village. He sniffs at the houses, but he never enters one. He walks past the restaurants and bars, his tail held high. Then he runs out into the forest and up onto the rock monolith. That's when the howling starts. For hours, the dog will howl at the moon, and then just as suddenly as he started, he stops. He sits down on the rock and watches the moon the rest of the night. Every night he does the same thing. It's like clockwork. And if you think that's strange, just wait. In another village, 40 miles away, there's a dog that does the exact same thing. This dog also climbs up onto a rock monolith and howls at the moon. And so does this dog, and this one, and even this one. It turns out that there are hundreds of dogs across the country that climb up onto rocks and howl at the moon every single night. But why? Scientists have been studying these dogs, and they believe that these dogs aren't just howling at the moon. They're actually trying to communicate with each other. They call it a social call, something to say hello to their fellow canines. But why do they do it at night? Well, scientists think it has something to do with their ancestors. You see, dogs descended from wolves, and wolves are nocturnal. They sleep during the day and hunt at night. So it makes sense that dogs would be most active at night and just like wolves, dogs use the moon and stars to navigate. In fact, studies show that dogs can see the stars way better than we can. They have a special adaptation in their eyes that allows them to see much more clearly in the dark. So it's not surprising that dogs are out howling at the moon when it's dark. What is surprising is that they all seem to do it at the exact same time, and that's because of something called the moon illusion. When the moon is full, it looks bigger and brighter than usual. And this affects humans too. We know the moon isn't actually changing size, but our brains still think it is, and scientists believe that dogs experience the same thing. They feel the same emotions we do: joy, excitement, anticipation, and that's why they gather together and howl at the moon. They're drawn to its beauty. They want to communicate with each other and let their feelings be known. That's why the dog in our story climbs up onto the tallest rock monolith he can find. He wants to be seen. He wants to make his feelings known to every other dog in the forest. And that's why some of these dogs sound like they're crying. They're experiencing something called moon grief. You see, ducks don't just howl when the moon is full. They howl at all phases of the moon, and when the moon is shrinking, that's when they get sad. It's like they know the moon is dying. They can see it with their special night vision, and they grieve the loss of their bright friend. So if you hear a dog howling in the middle of the night, it might not just be a lonely dog missing his owner. He could be howling at the moon, laughing, crying, calling out to his fellow canines. He could be doing any of those things, and we'd never know, because even though we share 99.8% of our DNA with dogs, there's still a lot that we don't understand about them. And maybe that's why dogs will forever be a man's best friend, because no matter how much we learn about them, there's always more to discover. That's 1 minute. See you next time.